Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue by Biggs. I'm Aaron, and today we're gonna show you how to turn one of these into some of these. That's right, we're gonna take this pork butt and we're gonna turn it into some amazing maple sausage links. You know those breakfast sausage links that your grandma and your mama cooked you on Sunday morning breakfast? That's what we're making today. If you guys wanna see how these things turn out, come along with us. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We just took the stuff out of the freezer. This is really cold. We have the cold collar on. We cut up our pork butt into about, you can see here, 1 inch by 1 inch or 2 inch by 2 inch squares. Make sure that it goes down in that throat of whatever grinder that you're using. We have a number 12, 3/4 horsepower Cabela's carnivore that we're using here, but whatever grinder that you're using, just make sure you make cubes that are large enough or small enough to go down through that throat. After we got that pork butt cut up, we did put it back in the freezer, let it come to a little bit right before it gets frozen. You want this to be as cold as possible when you run this through. We're using that 4mm grinder. We're gonna grind this one time through. That's a small grind. If yours is 4mm, it might be 1/4 inch. Whichever yours is, just use the small grind. And we're just gonna run this through the grinder, and then we'll be ready to add the seasonings to it. All right, once we have it all grounded up, we're gonna add the seasoning. What we're using is the maple sausage seasoning from PS Seasonings. There's a link down in the description. It's number 274B. Now this seasoning mix treats up to 25 pounds, and all we did was make sure that we measured out half of the container, because we have about 10 pounds of pork butt that we're gonna make into these sausages. So we just took that seasoning, added in, and then we'll just mix it by hand. We're gonna add a little bit of water to it as we go, just to make sure that we have that consistency that we want with that meat. So we'll start with about 3 cups of water. We'll add just a little bit as we go along to make sure that we're getting the consistency that we're looking for. So at this point, we'll add about a cup of water, and then we'll mix that all together, and then we'll check it to see if that's at that consistency that we are looking for. Once you do have it at that consistency that you're looking for, we're gonna add some additional pure maple syrup to ours. We're gonna add 1/3 of a cup to this 10 pounds. So it might be a little bit different if you guys wanna add that to yours as you go. It does make it quite a bit sweeter. So if you're not looking for a sweeter sausage, make sure that you don't add as much as we have, or you add just a little bit. The seasoning itself has a ton of maple flavor to it. We just like a sweeter, more maple syrup inside of our sausage. Kind of like that eating your sausage with your pancakes type of taste. So we added that 1/3 of cup of maple sausage, and we're gonna mix that in thoroughly here. So once we get that mixed in, we're gonna put it into our palm and make sure that we still have that consistency that we're looking for. What you're looking for is that little patty not to fall off your hand, kind of be real sticky. That tells you that those proteins have extracted and it's ready to go into its case. So we're just gonna make us a little patty of this and then fry it up real quick and give it a taste. And that flavor is popping, so you know what? We're gonna case this stuff up. So now that we got the sausage mixture done, we just loaded it up into our sausage stuffer, and then we're just gonna bring it down. We're gonna make sure that the air comes out, bring it to the end of the horn, and then back that off just a little bit. We did use the clear collagen casings for this. Now normally when we make them with sheep casings, but I wanted to try these clear collagen casings, and I tell you, the sheep casings, although they're a lot thinner and you do have some blowouts, are a lot easier to work with than these collagen casings were. So maybe somebody has some tips and pointers for me in the bottom. I just found that you could not load as much onto the horn as you could with the sheep casings, therefore making those sausage links a whole lot shorter than what a normal sausage link would be. It worked out perfectly. You know what? They cook up good. Everything works good. It was just a little bit harder to work with than those natural sheep casings. I guess the plus side of that is these PSC casings that we did purchase are a lot cheaper than those natural sheep casings. So there is a trade-off there. Once you have those casings loaded onto your horn, these, you just want to cut it at the end and then just tie you a knot. It's really easy to tie like this. Don't try to tie it as normal because it's not as flexible as one of those natural casings are. So just cut it right down the middle and then just tie you a knot. Works out perfectly. So once we get these tied on, we're just gonna go ahead and stuff it. Same thing with a natural casing. You wanna have just a little tight pressure between that thumb and that bottom finger, and then just Have even pressure on that handle until you get to the end of your casing. Once you get to your end of your casing, it's just like the beginning of the casing. Leave yourself a little bit on the end, cut it down the middle, and then you know what? Just get them tied off. So we have it all done, and now we're just gonna link these things up. So we have a little mark here on our sheet. We're just gonna take that, pinch it on both sides, and then just spin. Again, we'll skip one, but we'll measure that one end here. We'll pinch it, we'll pinch the other end, and then we'll just take it and we'll grab it and then we'll just spin it. And you just continue to do that until the whole thing is linked up. Once you have it all linked up, transfer it to another pan, and what we did was we sprayed the bottom of this pan with a little bit of Pam. Then we'll lay these sausages on here and put them in the freezer. The reason that we put them in the freezer is so that they'll harden up, and when we vacuum seal these, they won't squash. So we'll put them out in the freezer for a couple hours, and then we'll make sure that they're hard enough to get them vacuum sealed and get them in the freezer once again. So we got these out of the freezer. They've been in there for a couple of hours. They're really rock hard. And what we're gonna do is just take a pair of scissors, pull these links apart, and get them cut out into single links. We do this, makes it easier, one, to get into the bags. Two, it makes it to where we can put it in serving sizes, and then you know what, when it's time to have breakfast, we just go out to the freezer, pull one of these bags, and then defrost it. Now there's two ways you can defrost this. You can just put it in the refrigerator and it'll come down and it'll thaw out over time, or you can just throw this in some cool water, and I tell you what, it thaws out very, very quickly. You could get it out first thing in the morning before you cook breakfast, put some cool water on it, and they'll be ready to go into your frying pan before you know it. And if you guys don't have a vacuum sealer, I tell you what, this one from Amazon here, I think it runs about $39.99. It's a Chromify brand. It works very, very good. We had one of those food savers and it went bad, and I actually had this extra one that we used in the RV, and I tell you what, it works very good and it's very cost effective. It's, like I said, around 30 bucks. I'll leave it a link in the description down below through Amazon. You can pick you one of those up if you don't have one. After it's all said and done, man, we had a ton of this sausage in the freezer ready to go for our breakfast. I tell you, it's a really easy recipe to do. If you guys haven't made your own breakfast sausages, make sure that you do that. We also took some and we made some bulk packages as well, so we can make some patty sausages out of this. And I tell you what, I mean, they are delicious. So we're gonna get the rest of these vacuum sealed up, get them ready to go in the freezer, and then we're gonna just fry some up. Won't have a taste test today, but we'll show you guys what they look like when they're cooked. If you take this opportunity, hit that like button if you haven't already. And you know what, if you're not subscribed to our channel, hey, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so we can bring you some more of these cooks as we do them along the line. As always, we appreciate everybody watching our videos, and we'll catch everyone later. We'll leave you with a little song and let you see how this thing turned out. Have a great one, and we'll see you all on the next cook.